Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now if you haven't already, please check out the other video first. I am uploading them the same time, but I think it makes more sense if you watch that video first. As I said, I'm doing them together at the same time because I really can't have time anymore. But I love it, I love the course, don't get me wrong, but it is really full on, so it's hard to find the time to do videos. So I'm going to focus on things I've learnt so far in the course. So if you could drop a like, whatever, comments, things you'd like to see in other videos, then I shall get to it. But heads up, I may be a while doing it. Sorry. Anyway, let's get into the video. So, I have learned so much so far and it has been amazing. So if you haven't already, check out my Instagram. I kind of post more regularly on there with pictures and things just because it's a lot easier than trying to film a video and then edit it and upload it, and it's just so much malarkey. So what I've learned in uni so far. So the very first week, we had an introduction, and it was nice getting to know people in your group. Because of COVID, we have been separated into small groups, so it's not ideal really because you can't meet everyone on your course, but of course COVID ruins everything. No, we've still had a few practical lessons, but again, a lot of it's been online just because of COVID. So anyway, so first week, yeah, we had an introduction and everything, and then we went straight into learning basic life support. There was no hesitating. We went straight in there. So we learnt scene safety first. So when you approach a scene, you need to consider a few things and make sure it is safe to approach. So scene, I shall put it down here, scene stands for safety, cause, environment, number of patients, and extra resources needed. And you need to consider this every time you go to a patient, because there may be needles on the floor or broken glass, or, well, there's a whole number of things. So you always need to consider scene before approaching. So after learning about scene, we went straight into learning basic life support, just CPR, airway management. So if you haven't learned or become aware of that yet, I definitely recommend watching some videos online that explain it all and demonstrate it, just so you have that basic knowledge and understanding before starting. So we learned about the different things that go in your mouth and your nose when you're supporting the airway, CPR, using the bag valve mask. I'll put pictures all along here just so you can see, because if I said OPAs, Npa'S, you may not have heard of them before, but they are called airway adjuncts and they help keep patients' airway open if you're performing CPR. So we learned all of this, and we've learned other things as well, such as splinting, spinal injuries, as manual handling, violence and aggression. There's so much to try and remember because it's all happened so quickly. But the other day we had an extrication day and it was just awesome. I loved it. You know, when we got to play patients and we all took turns getting each other out of the car, etc., with neck collars and things, so it was pretty awesome. But again, a lot of it has been online as well, but it's been a nice balance, I think. And then there's placements. I learned a lot on placement. Now, we got taught about observations at university, so the things like breathing, pulse, blood pressure, ECGs, but a lot of it you learn on the job, and I learned so much. Like, I had no idea. With some of the patients, there were things that they were presenting with and I had no idea about, and so when I was on placement I was constantly learning, and my mentor, like I said, was fantastic, so we were constantly reflecting on it as well and thinking of ways how, if this had happened, then would we have done this differently. So placement was awesome and I just learned so much. Whilst on placement, I did have to do my C1 theory test, which I thought was a little unfair, if I'm honest. I got given 3 weeks notice and so did my best mate. So yeah, so I downloaded the app. I'm not sure if you've seen the other video, but I shall put a picture here. It was amazing because most of the questions actually came up in the exam that I had studied for using that app. So it was a bit stressful, I'm not gonna lie, and considering some people don't have theirs till March, it's a little unfair, but what can you do? But no, I passed it, and yeah, I was really happy, and we'll soon be booked for a practical as well, so it's going to be a bit scary, but yeah. And then there are the exams. They're not as bad as I thought they would be. I was terrified for them, but I've done quite well, so I'm quite relieved about that. So after completing our basic life support training, so BLS, we had a online theory exam. We had a OSCE. So an OSCE is where you go in and you do your CPR and everything, and there's an assessor, and they have cameras in the ceiling as well, and they send that off then to be marked. So yeah, we had the theory online, we had the OSCE, we had a safe medicate exam. Now that's just like a drug calculation exam, but it's quite easy. There's no need to stress about that. It's online again, but it was pretty straightforward. It's confusing to start with, but once you get into it, it's fine. So safe medicate. We had a law and ethics exam, which again wasn't a bigger deal as I thought it would be. We have had, what else have we had? I need to check. Yeah, so we've had anatomy and physiology 1, which covered the first term, and yeah, that was okay as well. I was so stressed about that. But the pass mark for exams and assignments, in the first year at least, is 40%, and yeah, there's no need to worry about that. But if you did fail and had to resit, then you're capped at 40% anyway. So yeah, just study hard. And then there was the maternity exam. We learned about that in practicals, and then we had to do some reading ourselves, and yeah, that was another exam that went pretty good, I think. And then last but not least, there was a communication reflective assignment that we had to do, which was 2,500 words, and it had to be based off of an experience we had whilst on placement with a patient. So it's been pretty full on and that is why I haven't been able to film any videos, but yeah, it's amazing. I am loving it. We have some more exams and OSCEs coming up. I know there's a trauma OSCE coming up, as well as a Breaking Bad News OSCE. There is an online trauma Viva. Now a Viva is when you're presented with a case study, and then the lecturer asks you to discuss how you would deal with it, and it's just to show your knowledge and understanding of that particular topic. So for instance, trauma. And there is another anatomy and physiology exam, and there's definitely something else that I am forgetting about. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a very full-on course, but it is awesome. So all I can say is work hard, study hard, but enjoy. You know, enjoy the experience, enjoy it. It's going to be the best 3 years of your life. So I think that's it. I have finally spoken about everything I wanted to, and finally have found the time. I've got 2 weeks before placement starts. We've just finished our exams, and it's nice to have a breather, you know? Oh, it's just, I've got 2 weeks now of just a few online Zooms, and it's going to be pretty chilled before placement, so I thought I'm going to get these videos done as soon as possible. So I hope you liked the videos. If you've got any ideas or comments for further videos, post them below and I will get to them when I have a chance. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to do it in 2 weeks anymore, because it doesn't work like that on this course. But yeah, if you do have any suggestions or anything, I'll try my best to answer them and do them. So yeah, bye guys!